Well, hello out there and welcome to my first time tutorial. This will be about how I built my own digital gauges to use for my flight simulator cockpit. The simulator I'm using is X-Plane version 11 running up already, but without much effort it will be possible to apply the same technique to build your gauges for FSX or prepared. The development environment I'm using for this is a cross-platform building environment, so it's able to build your gauges for Windows machines, for Mac machines, Linux, or even a Raspberry Pi. Why am I doing this video series? Well, there is commercial software available, but those software solutions start at a fair pricing usually, and as time goes by, the prices go up, sometimes in an excessively manner. I think it's not fair to the younger generation. The younger generation usually lacks the money for all those fancy goodies they would love to have, but they just can't afford it. So for them, it kills the joy of flight simming and is becoming a more and more professional hobby. And I don't like that development. So I decided to put up this series and show you how you can build your software gauges for free. I'll pop up the internet. These are real looking gauges. It's still flight sim software stuff, but those prices, well, 330 bucks for just one analog altimeter is quite a lot of money for most youngsters. So I can't imagine they're gonna buy that. So they probably divert to the do-it-yourself stuff, and then you could build either the real gauges if you're a bit of a electronics hobbyist, but that does require quite some knowledge and skills. So usually you see people moving over to sticking computer screens behind a piece of MDF or cardboard, and in that way create their main instrument panels. There is already some software available out there, some of them for really ridiculous prices. This goes for about 250 bucks for just the analog gauges that are so incredibly easy to build yourself, as I'll show you in the next videos. There's no kid that can spend that money, but they are so smart with computers. I think that if I can do it, they definitely can. Here's another app. It's running in the App Store. It's running on an iPad, so that's the main disadvantage. The advantage is that you just buy it, and I believe it's about $17 or so. But the disadvantage is that this is it, and it won't get any larger because you're limited to the size of your iPad if you already can afford an iPad. And with a bit of effort, you can also build these gauges yourself and stick them to any spare computer screen you might have hanging around. Or for a few bucks, you could buy a computer screen at a dump store, hook up a Raspberry Pi to it, and it will do the job. In the past, I've been also using those commercial software solutions, and they're nice. You can start off exploring the coding bit, but it will require quite a lot of code to build some stuff. Here's a project I've been working on. It's a G1000 from Garmin. And if I wanted to do the HSI, the horizontal situation indicator, it required me to code quite a lot. This is about a few hundred lines of code, all being typed in manually. An awful lot of work, and the only way I could see how this would turn out is by running the gauge, running it in the app, and then it will compile, and then you could see how it would look. Then you still would need to hook it up to your flight simulator to see how it works. But in a matter of just watching how everything fits together, there's a big no-go here. Um, What I'm doing also requires quite some coding, but it's not that much as you would need to do, for example, with a Lua package. Here is the development environment I'm using. And as you can see, I've put up two simple uh, gauges, or one switch and a gauge, on the screen. As you can see, it's very visual. This is the development environment. Actually, it's not the running version. I can just grab the complete instrument and drag it around the screen, place it wherever I want, or just grab the switch, move it around. And if I want to watch how it works, I'll just flick a switch and there it goes. We can see uh, directly on the screen how it looks, how it's going to be appearing, if the size is correct, if it's not turned upside down or whatever. So as with the needle that is stuck on here, if I want to see if it's dead center, I could even play around with it and rotate the needle to see how it would behave if it would be turning. What you see is what you get. And this is just a matter of sticking some images together. I'll remove some images to make it clear for you how this works. We've got a faceplate. You can build this with a graphics software package like Photoshop or GIMP. We'll stick a needle to that, stick a disc behind it, and there's our gauge. There's nothing more to it than that. If you're able to draw, then you can build something like this. I know this drawing can be difficult for some of you. If you want to know how I do that, you can just drop a message below in the comment section, and if you want me to do a tutorial about how I draw these things, I can do a tutorial for that as well. Depends on how many requests will be coming in for that. I don't know. Yeah, we do need some of your creativity. You need to be able to work with Photoshop or GIMP. If you don't, as I said, I can teach you. Factor graphics programming might also be a great advantage if you already mastered that, but as I said, I can teach you as well. And all of this is going to be a work in progress. The main code that takes care of the interfacing between the flight simulator and the gauge is still under development. At the moment, I'm satisfied for the things I need for now, but if time progresses, I might want to be able to do more, and I might need to adjust the code, and that's okay. So if things pop up, we'll take it from there. There might be some challenges for us to tackle, but we'll see how far we can get. This is it for now. If you made it this far, please leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you want to know more. Got any questions or remarks? Please leave a comment below, and I hope to see you next time.